bear with me. Come on. Okay. Come. First and foremost, I want to give. Let me see if it's keep freezing there. First and foremost, I want to give all glory, honors, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. I'm going to give double honors to the apostles and elders of the Great Millstone, because that's who I learned this truth from. I'm going to give double honors to all the other elders teaching this light doctrine, the same doctrine, giving us that non-stop energy coming out day by day as we see these prophecies going forth throughout the entire earth. And we're continuously praising the Lord as also warning the people that it's the time is here, the end time is here. So I'm coming out a little earlier today because I got something to do last minute, so I have to figure out. So just try to be in the spirit, because we want to go out here and we have to warn our people. The Lord gave us a job. He has gave us a job to do what we should be doing. And you see what's going on here. We see that the prophecies are just popping off the page. That we see our people, the ones that are meek for repentance, they're ready. So they're ready for the Lord to come, and they're praying and praising the Lord day by day, crying and sighing, just as the Lord said. So let's just get into it. I didn't prepare or anything. I just came out here on a. So let's see what the Spirit brings me. This is Deuteronomy, chapter 33. So let me grab something in this. God, Shalom, Micah, Yahweh Shemel Shai Brakatah, Shalom, King. Shalom, and beautiful live you went in. You got a lot of energy. But water Yahweh Shemel Shai for more laborers, they keep coming out. And you see they're praising the name of the Lord. And they're doing what the Lord has said. This is Ezekiel, chapter 33, verse 7. So, verse 7, let's verse 6. But verse 5. And he heard the sound of a trumpet, and he took not warning, and his blood shall be upon him, but he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul. But if the watchman sees the sword coming, so we're seeing the end times here. We're seeing what's going on here. We're seeing that Edom is preparing a system that he's going to try to see him all our people. And we're giving warning. Every day, trumpet by trumpet, the Lord's bringing out these alarms. And we're coming out on these highways and hedges, and we're saying, hey, get right, my people. Repent. Continue to go. And blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned if the sword come. So if the man of the Lord that he put the Spirit on, if they're not coming out here and doing it, who else would? Who else is going to give it? Because you see everyone, instead of listening to the Lord and what he's saying, they're putting earmuffs on their ears. They're blah, 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 blah. They're listening to the Edom's alarm. They say, oh, that's not an alarm. This is music. They're dancing in folly. They're getting in all these things that the Lord has put forth. But look, although the alarm is burning, if you don't burn it, who's going to do it? If the sword cometh and take any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity, but the blood will I require at the watchman's hand. So the Lord put a spirit on us, 144. So he put a spirit on us to come out here every day, day by day, doing sit-downs, lessons, reading, so we can be able to have that beautiful tune that the Lord said to blow that alarm. Just like if you guys did the Passover ceremony, you need practice to blow it's called a shofar. You need practice to blow it properly. So you have to, it's a certain technique. So if you're not practicing it just sounds like noise. So the Lord told us that we have to practice that shofar, blowing that horn. And if we don't blow it properly, and we don't do it when danger is coming, the Lord is going to require our hands, because for different emergencies, that it's different tones that you need to do. And right now we're in a drastic time. We see that Esau Edom is putting forth that system. We're seeing people that are getting put in judgment, put in the death. And we're also seeing the glory that the Lord's putting forth. The elder did a lesson that Babylon's at his end. It's at his last leg. And so when an empire lasts, that panic, remember when people go into a panic state, because they wait too long. Look at all zombie movies. Most of the time, people kill each other, stomping over each other, pushing over each other. Well, we're telling them and blowing the alarm beforehand so they can get ready. Continuing. Verse 7, so, son of man, I have set a watchman upon the house of Israel. So these men that are coming out on the highways and hedges, they're the watchmen. They're watching out for these people. And they're blowing the horn properly. And they're saying, look, the danger is coming. But our people, they don't see it. They just continuously go into their folly. They continuously, instead of harping onto the music that the Lord has brought, they're using that alarm system to make beats. They're using that alarm system to create music or do all this folly instead of doing what they're supposed to be doing and getting ready for the day of the Lord, the judgment that's coming upon all these nations. And all you nations are going to get it because every nation has did something apart towards the Lord's people. And then even our people, they have traded against the Lord. We're going to get into that. But therefore, thou shalt hear the word of my mouth and warn them for me. So this is what the Lord, he said, warn us for thee. But what does our people do? Shalom, Kwan Nawaf, the brother from New York, Yahweh Shemiel Shar Brakatah. This is Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old, prophesy both against many countries. So just as the times before, from all the way from Ezekiel, even from Enoch, they've been prophesying the day of the Lord coming, that the Lord was going to set forth destruction on all these heathen nations, and that we're going to have to go into slavery. All these things have been happening. We've been prophesying on these street corners, highways, and hedges just from the beginning of time, telling them what's happening, what's going to happen unless we get right. And then when it comes, we're saying, all right, the Lord, this is the Lord's judgment. So that's why he said, tell them from me. Continuing, against many countries, against how many kingdoms have the prophets, when we were in captivity, the Babylonian captivity, the Medo-Persian captivity, every single Roman, Greek, every single one, we have prophets out there telling them that this is the end of this kingdom, a new kingdom's coming. And we're glorying that when the day comes that our kingdom has come. So we've been prophesying for many times of great kingdoms, against great kingdoms, of war, of evil, and of pestilence. And hasn't it not been, it's a time that has never, ever, ever been. So now you see it on a a biblical level right here and there. It's right here. We're telling them, just like before the lockdown. Brothers were saying it was going to be a pestilence that was going to shock people. They even had Edomites saying certain stuff, like Bill Gates and all that stuff. What did they get that from? They got it from the men of the Lord, because they knew that Esau Edom was going to put forth a system to try to take over power forever. Well, it was not going to happen. We said pestilence, said great war. How many people said World War III would never happen because we have nukes? They said nobody wants to use it because who's going to fight? Who can make war with the beast, basically what they said, which is prophecy. But no, we said that war was coming because the Lord said it. He said it was going to be that the first will come, second will pass, but the third will come quickly. So we know that war, second will, was World War II, and that happened 70 odd years. So now that World War III is coming, we said, we knew it, the Lord said it, so we're prophesying against these great wars, but they said no, because, let's grab it. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 17. Yeah, verse 17. Woe is me, woe is me. So this is what we've been telling this is what Ezra, when he seen it, he said, man, the Lord is coming for destruction. Woe is me. What does he say? Destruction. Woe is me, woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days? Because he's seen the day of the Lord. He's seen the day of the Lord. What was going to happen unless you repent? You're going to be, so in these great wars, these pestilence that will all be all over the earth. We have prophesied it from the beginning of the time if we are that man. And the beginning of so sorrows. So right now, everyone, you see it, that Murph spirit, all that spirit of, oh, happy-go-lucky, love, do all that stuff. That's just going away. Let me grab this from the brother. Shalom, Malak, Yahweh Shimi Al-Shai Brakatah, Shalom, King. Shalom, Yahweh's messengers, Daniel, Yahweh Shimi Al-Shai Brakatah. And this is from the brother, Quan Nawaf. This is Proverbs chapter 1, verse 20. Wisdom crieth without. She utter her voice in the streets. So the Lord, this is what happens. From the beginning of the time, there have been people on this in the chief place of concourse. Wisdom was dwelling in them through these scriptures that the spirit of Yahweh Shai coming out right just as we are doing right now, telling them that great war was coming, that great evil was coming. And that was wisdom, because if you understand, a wise man can see certain things and he knows, damn. Let's grab that real quick. This is Proverbs chapter 22, verse 3. A prudent man, so wise, basically, a prudent man, someone is cautious. When you have wisdom, you can able to see what's happening, and you're like, all right, I can. That's why when John the Revelator, he was saying, this is wisdom, and he told you when the NMOT what it is. So this is what happened. This is wisdom. You can see this thing, and a wise man can understand through experiences, through knowledge. They foreseeth the evil and hide of himself. But the simple pass on and are punished. So, as it's saying, these simple people, because they're not wise. They hate knowledge. They're fools. So, back in Proverbs chapter 1, verse 21, wisdom crieth without. She utter her voice in the streets. Not all in the backwoods somewhere, not out there going on a hike and it's like, this is my campsite now, not under a bungalow. No, out on the front, right in front of the marketplace where you can see as much people. Because when you fishing, you don't want to go out in some little creek. You're going out right there in that lake where you can find the fish. We study, like if you're fishing, if you wanted to fish bass, you go by rocks. If you wanted to fish tuna, you go out in the open sea. We're looking for good, clean fish. We're not trying to get crabs and little minnows. No, we're looking for that righteous fish. Verse 21, she crieth in the chief place of concourse. Right here, just as the prophets beforehand going in the marketplace, telling our people to repent. Telling us that these kingdoms are fallen and the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Keep coming, that great evil is coming right in these chief places of concord, just as our fathers have did. In the openings of the gates in the city, she uttered her words, saying, she said, right in the gates, right where the city starts, right there. And this is what she's saying. How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? How long are you guys... So, how long are you going to just be in your folly state? How long are you going to just do what's simple? They call what is an example of simple? When you just can't, complex thinking, that's what everyone says. They say, you can't be a low-level thinker. When you're simple, you're low-level. You just see everything black and white, you don't understand, he said it was happy, so I think it's happy. He said it's not that. That's what a simple person. He can't look through something and see, damn, this guy's lying, or he can't see. That's what simple people. How long? And scorners delight in their scorning. So, I have a brother like this that, he cannot feel happy unless he tries to rain on someone's parade. So you know that person that they called it like Dave Chappelle did a skit on it. The hateocracy. Unless they can make it, they see something, they see the power of it, so they gotta make it feel bad. They have to lower it. They have to do something, always talking shit, always scorning it, saying, well, it didn't happen this time, so you just lying. Because they don't feel happy from themselves, so they scorn. They delight in scorning. And fools hate knowledge. Shalom Shahar of Judah. Yeah, Bashim Al-Shar Brakatah. Shalom, King. So continuing, in 2nd Ezra chapter 16, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings. So the beginning, and we're seeing it that we've been beginning. But the beginning is great sorrows, 144. Death, destruction. People are really feeling that pain. You see that what are happening to certain people. Judgment at one day, car accidents. I live in Moreno Valley. I don't live there anymore, but I had this Moreno Valley Matters. It's a car accident, fatal hit and run like every day. Or a shooting, or someone hitting it. People are just mourning. They have to drink to just get through the day. So is Issachar working super hard? I used to work with Issachar a lot. And I know that that's all they do is drink. And they have to do it because it's sorrow here. Great sorrow. You're working to die. You're just working to die here. The beginning of famine, and why the Lord is going to bring famine. Let's get that. Because you see these train derailments that happen. Now it's some toxic chemical train derailment that hit somewhere. And then Yellowstone, they had a train fall in there. You seeing that food prices are just skyrocketing. You seeing that animals, like 18,000 cows died at once. And then now they're telling the farmers to just take their own animals out. And why is the Lord doing this? Because of those scorners, because of the wicked of our people. Let's grab this. So I haven't talked of. This is. This is Ezekiel chapter 14, verse 13. Because the Lord's not doing it to just be a wicked. No, the Lord is righteous and he's doing fair judgment. And because of, let's just grab it and then I'm going to drop down. Verse 21, 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. So long as they can go and get McDonald's, so long as they can eat. Well, I'm right by some restaurant, some Moab restaurant, right? They can just have it and fairly cheap. But the food price does, but they can still eat. They can still do whatever they want. They can, you can eat 24 hours a day. You can buy and go to the grocery store. But that's just going to stop. And why is it? They can do all this stuff, but the Lord, so, they said a happy country or a country doesn't start actually rebelling or doing it until they start starving. So they said that's why they did food and bread, or bread and circus. So if you give someone some little entertainment to control their mind, that's what entertainment means, or then you have a little bit of food, people are going to be fine. They can just, well, at least I'm full. At least I have something to borrow my mind. So that's why you see people always on Instagram, or people always on doing something online. The social media, Twitter, all that stuff. That's because they can just control their mind watching football, and then they can still eat. Because of that, so cheap upon the earth, they shall think themselves in good case. Even shall evils grow upon the earth. Sword, famine, and great confusion. Even if they see that it's rebellion everywhere. People are killing. They're saying that Trump is going to be president and that the government cheated them, but they still can go and eat. They're still paying their taxes. They're still doing that. They're not fighting. They see all this stuff, but they're not doing nothing about it. This is Ezekiel chapter 14, verse 13. Let me grab this from the brother. This is Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. So woe unto Esau, Edom. They put in these laws that, hey, you have to, like, back in I'm trying to think, in the lockdown days, they say you can't go in the certain restaurants without a mask. But then even now they're going to, now that they're letting LGBT people get married, and now they say in Michigan, if you say something about them and hurt their feelings, that you can go to prison. In all the other countries, look what they're doing. But Babylon the Great, with those draconian measures, now they're going to say if you hurt someone's feelings, you're going to be able to get guillotined, be killed. So this is what, but woe unto them, because destruction is going to follow, because you're not supposed to be doing stuff like that. This is Sirach chapter 5, verse 7. And this is what the Lord is telling us. Because you see these people, they're going to continuously be in their folly. And they're going to just post down like, because they can eat. They said, I want to be a Hebrew, but I still love pork. I still want to eat bacon. I still want to be in my folly. Well, this is what the Lord says. He said, Sirach chapter, from the brother Quan Nawaf, Sirach chapter 5, verse 7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord. He said, make no tarrying. So you're not supposed to be like, oh man, it looks fine to me. Everything looks all green and gravy. Everything, I can just convert next week. I can just do that. Right now it seems cool now. That's because the Lord said, because Vixos would be so good, cheap upon the earth, they think they should be in good case. They still that think is all hunky-dory. They still say it's going to balance out. The time is not yet. Well, I believe in God, but I think we're just supposed to be happy. But he said, make no tarrying, and put off day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth. And if you can't see that it's already on this earth and it's making itself manifest, then come on, man. You're just tarrying. That wrath is going to catch you when you're in your, I'll just continue reading. A wrath is come forth, and in thy security shall be destroyed. And set not thy heart upon the goods, goods unjustly gotten. So this is what Jacob really does, and Esau does it because they got it from Esau. But all they're doing is give their money through unrighteous ways, or using these ways like scamming, stealing, doing all this stuff on the ways that the Lord has not put forth, as we're not even supposed to be trying to multiply money here. It's good to do it. Money is defense, but our people trying to make money. And they're doing it not even in the right way. They're not working for it. They're not doing it. They're trying to steal it. And then Esau, Edom, that's all he does is steal money. That's all he does. All the nations, all of them have got their money unjustly upon our people, using their unrighteous decrees, these, what is it called, income tax. Income tax is a fucking scam. Remember, income tax, when it was developed, it was for the rich, because you don't actually have income. Income is when you make a profit off of something. You're working for your labor, so you shouldn't be doing it, but people don't give a fuck now. People just like, well, the government said, because they go down to Egypt for help. But the Lord put forth a law, and they're trying to stretch it as much as possible. Well, doesn't that mean that? But when Esau, and all you have to do is look in the book and say, or look up what the word means, and you understand that was for the people that were making profit. And then they got attached to it. It's like, oh, let's do it for everybody. And they say, oh, we're not getting enough money. Let's get women in there. Let's have the feminist movement. For they shall not profit in the day of calamity, because you're not going to be able to pay off an angel. All the stuff you got, all the things that you're getting, that you multiply, well, I got a whole bunker full of food. Well, where in the Bible did the Lord say, hey, make sure that you get a bunker, and then I'm going to meet you out there? No, he said, preach the word. And he's going to, what did the Lord tell to the prophets? Let me grab that. I know it's in Matthew 6, but yeah, I just grab it in there. This is Matthew chapter 6. Bear with me. Verse 25. Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life. He didn't say increase your money as much as possible, so in the day you have enough, which is, and also don't be a fucking simple either. So you think if you have enough to get a little bit of water on the side and a little, that's why don't be simple. If you have enough to get a little water on the side or something, do it. I'm telling you that. But the Lord said, take no thought. So not get a bunker or multiply your riches. So I need to survive in this day. Take no thought on your life and what ye shall eat or what ye shall drink. Because do you have faith? Didn't the Lord say that my servants shall eat? Nor yet for your body what ye shall put on. It's like, man, on the day of Jacob's trouble, I'm trying to be as fresh as possible. You got a Jordan for every day. It's like, oh man, these are the, like they had that fashion show of the plagues. Like, come on, now you got your fashion show Jordans on. No, man, that's not the right spirit to be in. Not saying, and if you like looking good, I'm telling you this, if you like looking good, come on, that's okay. You can get dressed up. That's Jake. They're kings. But I'm saying, in that day, you're not supposed to be getting money and all strictly for the purpose of that. The Lord said to preach the word, and he's going to handle the rest. And what she shall put on. Is not the life more than meat and the body more than raiment? Because what did he say? What's his name? Solomon, which he was a magnificent king. That's Yahushua, so he had better style. Even the heathen took the style from him because, he used to like putting gold in his hair. And that's what that super sand bullshit comes from. But like they used to put gold in his hair. He liked the Yahushua's servants was fresh. So where do you think he got it from? Because as the king, so is the people. And now our king is the King of Kings. Behold, the fowls of the air, for they sow not, neither do they reap. So these animals, you don't ever see an animal, of course there's a survival and they do it, but you don't see an animal farming or like, man, I got to do this because I know the day of the Lord. Because they know it's coming and they're patiently waiting for it. Because the animals have more sense than these simple motherfuckers on this earth. But they don't sow, nor they reap, nor gather in the barns, yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are ye not much better? You're preaching the word, 144. You're preaching the word. You're being an obedient servant. You're getting better day by day. You think the Lord is going to just leave you out? So I'm hungry. And that doesn't make you an excuse to be a bum either. So don't use that as it either. So this is Shalom Yahweh Thanan, Baba Quav, Shalom Yahweh Shimi Al-Shar Brakatah, Shalom Pillars of Benjamin, Yahweh Shimi Al-Shar Brakatah, Shalom Tamayim Lab, Yahweh Shimi Al-Shar Brakatah, Shalom Malak La'ab, Yahweh Shimi Al-Shar Brakatah, and Shalom Strive for the Masteries, and the brother from Texas, Yahweh Shimi Al-Shar Brakatah. This is from the brother Yahweh Thanan. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 38. For as the days that were before the flood, just as the days before the flood. And where their wickedness has exceedingly polluted the earth. And they were doing that on their only thought in their minds was wickedness. That's all they thought. Like, they were probably the same like these niggas this day. Like, how am I about to get this money? Like, man, this guy's wife is fine. This is what they were doing. Worshiping gods, all that stuff. Just as is now. But it's even worse now because now Esau Edom is in power. the son of Satan. In the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking. They were partying, drinking, thinking everything is fine and dewy, saying, scoffing, delighted in the scoff, because you already know, like, the favorite thing Jacob was roasting each other. So you know what they were saying about Noah, that he was they wouldn't even No, that word was just correct. They said water's about to fall in the sky. It's going to flood the whole earth. It's like, nah, he just playing. And years went by, and they just delighted in just making fun of him, talking shit, scoffing. And then what did the Lord do to these people? He drowned them, and that's a horrible way to die. I bet for the most wicked motherfuckers, he put them on top of mountains so they can hear the screams of other people drowning. And he's like, man, we messed up. And I bet you they seen the boat just flying. Noah in the boat. It's like, damn the Lord. That's how cold the Lord is. Marrying and giving himself in marriage. So these people are worrying about, man, I'm trying to get a new woman from Instagram. Like, I'm trying to give me an That's all they're worried about. I need a new wife. I need to do all this stuff. I want to make my family right. Well, you want to know how you get your family right, how you get your family in order? Do this. You got to teach them the word. Because the Lord is not going to deliver anyone that he hasn't put forth in the book of life before time. The ones that he already set forth. So if the only how you're going to be saved and your family be saved if you coming out here preaching the word. Until the day of Noah entered in the earth. And that day, and what happened? As soon as they did the destruction, and then they were looking stupid. I just read that. I read it again because the brother posted it from Yawatana. Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. Woe to them that decree unrighteous decrees, and the right grievousness which they prescribe. So look at this. They illegal and put all these laws forth that have nothing to do with the Lord's scriptures that they make it, and they're unrighteous. Like, look what they did. They made you 3/5 of a human being. They made, which is like stupid because they're the ones that are the base men. We're the gods of the works. We should have counted as two. And there's more of us than there is in any other nation. It's a plentiful nation, but they said 3/5 of a human being. Unrighteous decree. They make forth all these laws that have nothing to do with your Patriot Act. They said that, oh, this is for your safety, which is actually just made that you just lost your freedom. Unrighteous decrees. That now they can just, if they mark you as a terrorist, that they can just violate all your rights. They can put you in Guantanamo Bay and do whatever they want to you because now you have that stigma of being a terrorist. And they only use that to have more power upon you people, and now you're unable to. So because it's stupid. They said, oh, we're trying to get from drugs. They did the war on drugs. And in fact, they were the ones bringing the drugs in the world. They were the one bringing it in the United States and our things. But then they were using that same energy as they were giving it to us to put us in jail for life. What's up?
Hey, bro. You have an EBT card or no?
No.
Damn. I'm trying to find people right now that have an EBT card so I get a phone.
What?
A phone.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I don't have one. I'm sorry.
Okay, what are you doing here?
I'm preaching to our people. You see that because the kingdom of heaven is at hand. And you see that the Lord is not making, as a brother put, make no Tarians to come to the Lord. And he's saying that all these judges are coming upon this earth. And we have to hurry up and get right. We have to get our house in order. Yeah. We can't be worrying about like things like that. I understand your phone situation.
Yeah.
But do you see yourself on the sign?
What's up?
You see yourself on the sign?
On the side?
Sign?
Myself.
Yeah. You see, what's your father's ethnicity?
Mexican.
Mexican?
Yeah.
So you would be the tribe of Issachar, which is the so-called Mexicans, which means two higher. So that's why you see that they're the most hardworking, hardworking people on this earth. They be trying to say white people and Chinese, but no, Issachar is the most hardworking seed. So I just seen a video today of Issachar. They were climbing up a tree and cutting it with like nothing on them. They're just cutting it with cinta. And what that tree was a palm tree. So this is what the tribe of Issachar. So this is your heritage. So you need to come back to it, to the law, statutes, and commandments.
You're gonna remember that. You said Issachar.
Yep.
Issachar. I pronounce it.
Issachar.
Issachar.
Yeah, Issachar.
I'll keep it memorized, my friend. All right, take care, buddy.
Yep.
All right. God bless.
Yep. God bless. Oh, Shalom Nathan, Yahba Shimei Ashar Brakatah, Shalom King, Shalom Yahudim, Yahba Shimei Ashar Brakatah. Khan, Salakia. I'm gonna get these precepts. And look, so they won the war on drugs, but they were pushing the drugs in our neighborhoods. They were one doing it. So they just as Esau Edom has always been doing, putting these unrighteous, that they started wars, and then they're fighting against funding both sides of the wars. This is what Esau did, and so they were funding both sides of the war on drugs, the criminals and this, and our simple people just kept going on. To turn aside the needy from judgment and take away the right from the poor of my people. Their widows shall be made a prey. So after they did the war on drugs, what did they, that Title 4D? I don't know as much as about other brothers, because I don't have kids. Like, well, I don't be taking shit from women, but so, like, that Title 4D, they made us pray to our women that they let's be in Section 8. Let's deal on this. So now they can take the men out the thing, and then now they can be left out and be destroyed. Because without a man in the house, a woman has no protection. Without a man in the house, who's going to guide the children? And that they made and robbed the fatherless. So now the children, now they're growing up, hating their own people. So now that's how these coons were created. So I hate my people. I'm going to go down to Esau, Edom, because those are the ones that are civilized. This is from the brother, Quan Yam Waf, Romans chapter 12, verse 2. And be not conformed to this world. Said because the friends with this world has enmity with God. So be not what these worldly people are doing. They're not doing nothing but destroying themselves. This place only promotes death. So all the holidays they celebrate, well, there's to gods, and it promotes death. Like, I know people that their favorite holiday is Halloween. Why? So I like to be in costume. So now you see, so it's so conformed to this world. Now you see on Instagram and all these stuff, it's Coldplay. So they can't be their self. They have to be a character. And they dress up and all that stuff. Well, the Lord said we're not supposed to be like that. We're not supposed to have these cult of personalities. Put it on a mask to show that, oh, we're greater than what we are. But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Getting back to these laws, statutes, commandments, changing and putting that new man day by day, changing your mind into what you should be looking forward to in the kingdom of heaven. Make no tearing to it either. You're supposed to be right there and there. Like the Lord said, oh, we got to get better at this. Self-examination. Oh, I need to read this more. I need to do this more. I need to change my diet. I need to do all these things. This is with the Lord. This is renewing your mind, because it starts with your mind, and then you put forth in action. That's why he said, let me grab it. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 14. We've been getting this a lot. Verse 14. Let go from the mortal thoughts. And that's because you're not conforming to this world. The mortal is death. We're not going to be mortal after this. We're going to be immortal. We're going to have minds of gods. And cast away the burdens of man. Just as we was talking, oh, like, man, I got to get this money so my family's okay to get this bunker. I got to get this food stores that can last 20 years. And why you need all that food? This place don't got 20 years. Lord willing, this year is done. But if not, the next year. And we're going to keep saying it, but I don't think 2024 is not going past it. Lord willing, 2023, because it's looking bad for Esau, Edom. It's looking bad for Babylon. Put off that weak nature, because when you have these mortal things and thinking about the world, you're weak. Like God doesn't have these, because he immortal thought is he knows if you have the mind of Yahushua, which is now immortal and on the right hand of the Lord, he knows that when you die, you come back every three or fourth generation. Look at Isaac. Look at Abraham. He knew that the Lord can bring Isaac back, so he took off that Catholic. Hey, what's up?
Isaac,
Isaac?
Ishmael, right?
Yeah, but the covenant through Jacob.
Jacob.
Yeah, you see yourself on the side?
What are you, an Israelite or something?
Yep.
Yeah, Israelite.
Yeah, I've heard, huh?
I've heard.
Yeah. Do you subscribe in it? Like,
I don't, but
what are you, a Christian?
Correct.
Christian? You know how they say, do your Christian pastor ever read Romans the 9th chapter?
I'm sure.
So in that chapter it says he hates Esau. What does he say who's Esau? What about the Lord says, you know, they say in the Christian church that they say the Lord loves the sinner but hates the sin.
Right.
So the scriptures say that the Lord is angry with sinners every day.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
So that's what we are here to tell our people, that get out of those this false doctrine, get out of these other gods, and come back to Him. That's the only how you're gonna be
So is
saved.
that Yahweh?
Yahweh.
Oh, you said Hawa?
Yahweh.
Yeah. But I think you said Yahweh. Okay.
Yeah, Yahweh. There's no use in Hebrew. That's why the pronunciation is kind of. They got it from the Yiddish because you know the people that stole our heritage, they can't actually say the Lord's name. So they they use the Hebrew characters, but they put their Greek, like it's Germanic language in it. So that's why you see the U's and the V's, which is and J's, and they recently added the J's.
So there's no really no J in Hebrew.
Yeah, there's no J's in any language. It's a new letter. It was an extension to the I. And because for sound purposes, in 1534, I think he was Italian. I can't remember his name. You can just look it up. And he put it because he wanted to make a difference between the sound.
I see.
Yep, have a good day. Con. This is let me grab this. Actually, I'm gonna just finish that precept that threw me off. They just don't stay in the false prophets stay in that, so. And acceptable and perfect, man. Let me just continue, reread it. Romans chapter 12, verse 2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. So, example, it was a chance. The Lord said, warn them for me. So we did our job. So if the Lord takes her life today, then she can't be mad. But we have to renew our mind. We have to understand, like, yeah, it's no J's in Hebrew. It's no J, it's no U's in there. Well, how am I gonna, what? And then you put that new, all right, now I know this. So you renew it. Now I know the Lord's name. And then now I put on, you gain some more knowledge. So now I know this, or now I know that. Keep renewing your mind day by day. That godly energy that the Lord put forth to His people. That ye may prove what is good and acceptable and perfect with the will of God, with Yahweh Shem Shai, rightly dividing the truth, knowing that this is truth and this is not true. This is Matthew chapter 6, verse 19. Lay not up for yourself treasures upon earth. Lay not, because why would you last up? If you knew something, it's just like a good example. Like you know, like when people get a new video game, and that video, that's not even a good example. Like all this stuff is going to be destroyed. Nothing is going to last. Not one thing in Babylon the Great. Not one metal, no car. You're not going to be able to have it. You're not even bringing your own body to the kingdom of heaven. You're going to be changed. And if you're not being changed and you're in Babylon the Great, it's going to be destroyed. So why would you like, yeah, man, well, I just want to stay in the kingdom of heaven. I had a Lamborghini. Well, you got your consolation because the Lord is going to destroy you. I just want to prove that I have the best Jordan collection. Well, those are going to be melted, and you're going to be melted with it. You might eat them. Where moth and rust do corrupt, where the thieves break through and steal. So, This is what's gonna happen. You can look what happened to. I'm trying to think of that family, or all this stuff that our Jake when they were going to Black Wall Street. That when they did that firebombing, Jake was making money, bank, and they did that firebombing with the U.S. military and had attacks on their own civilians, which they called 3/5 of a human being. They attacked them and took over the land. And when those people that didn't die come back to get their stuff, what happened? They said, "Oh, it's not yours anymore." You forgot this devil's a thief. He's put in a system that he's able to, all the money you have, that he's able to take it away through his digital system. And now if you don't get the MOTB, you worked all your life for nothing. It's just corrupt and slide. This is chapter 6, verse 20. But lay up for yourself treasures in heaven. Treasures in heaven. That the thing that the Lord has put forth, put in these, every time you do something against the Lord, when you pray, when you help a brother, when you do charity, when you preach these lessons, which is a beautiful charity, when you do all that stuff, the Lord is giving you money. He is, sorry, here goes another one for him. He's paying you a salary, and a righteous salary, which is land, a real money, land in the kingdom of heaven. More children, more wives. This is what the Lord's paying you. Nothing is going to be defiled in that. No one can steal it. Nobody's going to be able to say, well, like, I'm going to use my name. Like, no, I'm actually I'm still your identity. But what here? Someone can you can work all your life, and then someone name your name. He can stole my ID, and then get my credit card information online, and then say he's him. Now I'm Tahawan. And he can cash here, but you can't do that in the kingdom of heaven, because the Lord's eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. He can see through these. The Lord has given us the ability to be able to read people's thoughts. Now that's why you see brothers be so discerning, and that they be getting so good that they know what you're thinking, and they know when you're guilty, because you can't stand before a man of the Lord. Where neither moth nor rust corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, that will your heart also. If you want to be here, and you can get your identity stolen, you can be walking down the street, and you can put $10,000 shoes on, and some Jake can just knock you out and take it. Now you just wasted all. They might take your watch. They can take all that stuff. You have to fight for your death, or you can have something that the Lord already has it in a secure bank, which is in the heavens, protected. Because it's beautiful, because they even got the banking system from Jake. The priests were the actual bankers, but then now they have to have their wicked left side way. This is Habakkuk chapter 3, verse 2. From the brother Pillars of Benjamin. Habakkuk chapter 3, verse 2. Oh Lord, I have heard thy speech and was afraid. And that's what? Because what does the fear bring? Let me grab that. You brothers are lighting it up, so I'm gonna just keep reading off that. The water up by Shimei. And this is why they're saying that we're a body. So when you're lacking something, the Lord has us. Let me grab this. This is Proverbs chapter 1, verse 7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Because you're prudent, you're wise. You see the evils that the Lord had us on these streets to preach and tell them that destruction is coming. Do something about it. But fools despise wisdom and instruction. So they're not afraid. They think it's all fun and games. They think that everything's hunky-dory. But the men that fear the Lord, Habakkuk chapter 3, verse 2. Oh Lord, I have heard thy speech and was afraid. He said that the Lord told us, he used the prophets to tell them that destruction is coming. Let's grab that. This is Ezekiel chapter 3. Son of man, verse 17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman upon thy house of Israel. therefore, hear the words out of my mouth. So he heard the speech, and he was afraid. And give that warning for me. He heard it, and he was like, oh, shoot. Stuff is going to happen. He was afraid. So back in Habakkuk chapter 3, verse 2, oh, Lord, revive thy works in the midst of the years. In the midst of the years, make known the wrath remembers, in wrath remember mercy. So, and that's how we get remembered, giving a warning to me. If you gave the warning of the Lord's going to remember the mercy. But he said have that because he knows destruction is happening on this earth. That's why it's the Ezra should say, woe is me, who shall deliver me in those days? I read that, brother. I'm gonna just, let me drop down a couple. This is from the pillar, Salakia, brother, I read from Pillars of Benjamin. Just going to the next one. This is 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 4. For if God spare not the angels that sinneth, so even the ones, Esau, Edom, why do you think you're about to get away? He didn't spare his people. We had to taste of the cup. Let me grab that. This is Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 12. For thus saith the Lord, behold, those whose judgment was not to drink of the cup has assuredly drunk it. So we went into slavery. We got fucked up by the Lord. He whooped our ass. He put us in so much calamity. He did all that stuff. And then what is these other nations? This is all you nations. Let me grab this real quick. This is 1 Maccabees, chapter 2, verse 9. Her glorious vessels were carried away in captivity. Her infants were slain in the streets. This is talking about our people and the Lord's angels. His elect. Not his elect. Well, we went into captivity too. Lord willing, by that number. But his people. Because of the wickedness we have did. All of us have did it. Even our king, David. And the young men with the sword of their enemies. So we were, throughout all this lifetime, between 16, even before then, because we went into captivity and all different captivities, we were being put to death. We were doing Esau was probably doing weird shit to us, probably to the wicked of the people. I don't think he was doing that to the men of the Lord. You know what weird shit I'm talking about. All this stuff. They were killing our children, raping our wives in front of us. All this stuff. Dying because of what we have did to the Lord. Which nation, this is what the Lord asked. Because he used you guys, but he's going to put it on you guys for doing that. Which nation have not had a part in her kingdom and God in her spoils? Which one? Moab did. Nope, they did something too. Ishmael, they had sub-Saharan slave trade. All these nations, every last one of them, and they're still doing it today. All her ointments are taken away. Of the free women, she has become a bond slave. So 2 Ezra chapter 2 verse 4 means 2 Peter chapter 2 verse 4 from the brother Quan the Wealth. For if God spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell, and we're not talking about, because the people be trying to use this one that now in the Antarctica there's fallen angels that flee from now in the fucking in the heaven, under the earth. No, he's talking about us going, hell means the grave, unto this low place. It says sit on the dust. But we have to sit on the dust first, but we're getting risen out of that dust. And you're about to take it. You're about to be in that low place. Deliver them in the chains of darkness, because we didn't know who we were. We were completely lost. So, in that chains of darkness, and these bodies too, and these wicked, low-grade bodies, then you can't do nothing. You try to run a lap, you get tired. You can be killed just by a stray bullet. All that stuff. Well, it's not going to happen no more in the kingdom of heaven. To be reserved unto judgment, and spare not the old world, which is Noah. It was destroyed. It was annihilated because the wicked that has came on this earth. But save Noah, the eighth person, and we're likened to the ones that are of the elect, the ones that are preaching this word, the families of them, the 1/3 multitude, the believing women. Those are of liking of Noah, because we're preaching and we're telling them that the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Come. So that eighth person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the world of the ungodly, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemning them with overthrow. And this is how Babylon the Great is going to be destroyed. The same way, by example, of they're going to be destroyed of that second death, which is, they say it's going to be burned. Yeah, no. Babylon the Great is going to be completely on fire. It's going to be melted, fervent heat. Making them an example until the after should live ungodly. So the first it was drowning, now he's like, man, I'm just trying to melt you, demonic people. You didn't. The drowning didn't help you. Now you got to be turned into ash. Now you got to be a part of this pavement, a monument on what you should not do as a nation, what you should not do against the Lord. You ungodly, wicked ass people, and deliver just Lot. Vexed with the filthy conversations of the wicked. So this is what we're out here. We're vexed what's going out on this earth. This is from the brother. Now I read this verse. Pillars of Benjamin. 2nd Ezra chapter 14 verse 60. For yet greater evils than those which have been seen happen shall be done hereafter. Because there's going to be a time of no other. It's going to be so bad that it's going to be, you've seen that in Sodom and Gomorrah, those people were turned into ashes. It's worse than the Lord drowning the entire planet, killing everything that wasn't on the ark, only saving 7 of the clean animals and 2 of the unclean, so they can mate and bring forth that. But every other thing, because these animals you see these Babylonian animals, they have to be melted too because of you, Esau, Edom. So we're blaming you because of what you did to this empire and destroyed this land, and everything's defiled. Now you can go to Petco and have a sodomite animal, which is bugged out. Now they really have that at Petco? Come on. Like, Lord, what's that scripture that said, even the trees, are you even angry at the trees? Like, because these have to go too. Just as the flood had to be drowned because of the unrighteousness of this people. Because the only thought in their mind was wickedness. Where the hell? I don't have Jeremiah. Got the old sword. Jeremy Salakia. This is Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. Alas, for the time, for that day is great. So none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. But he shall be delivered out of it. And that's just like the spiritual Noahs, the spirit of Enoch. Those spirits are the ones that are preaching of righteousness. Those are the ones that are going to be delivered. The elect. Hosea chapter 4 verse 6. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. That's why you see they come and say, well, yeah, I don't prescribe to Hebrew Israelites. I don't, you know, they always say that because they always want to have that love and all that stuff. But that's because you're destroyed. The Lord put you in a vile mindset to make you just think that everything's going to be all right. Because when you're in that Christian mindset, you believe the end days is you're going to be poofed and your clothes will be on the ground and you're going to go into heaven with all the white people and you guys are going to be dancing, hooray, hooray, because you're destroyed. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, so you reject it. Let's grab something. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 1. This is the knowledge, what the Lord has did for you, what he has did, and he delivered us. This is verse 1, verse 7. Yeah, I'm gonna start at 6, and I'm gonna drop down to the point. Because the sins of the fathers have increased them, for they have forgotten me. They rejected the Lord. And all the people that hate wisdom, which is the knowledge, then you shall find Proverbs the 8th chapter. And forgotten me, and have offered unto strange gods, because they were destroyed for a lack of knowledge. They say to a rock, hey, deliver me. I'm not even me. Am I even he that brought them out of the land of Egypt? So the Lord delivered us. He did all this stuff for us. Took a whole empire down. Destroyed a whole world power. And still did it like the times before. And what did our people do? From the house of bondage, but they have provoked me unto wrath and despised my counsel. To a God named Almighty.
So is it true that every Jew is an Israelite, but every Israelite is a Jew, but every Jew is not an Israelite?
Yeah, when you come to Jew, they use that as like a byword for usually the Southern Kingdom, for the so-called black, so-called West Indies, which is like Jamaica and the Mediterranean and the Haitians, which is Levi. But then,
they're in the tribe of Levi?
Yep. When they say that, but
Go ahead.
But then usually they can pertain to all the tribes. But the Lord said it was going to be the wheat and the tare is going to grow together. So it might be like there. Yeah. So 12 of them from the Northern Kingdom and from the Southern Kingdom. So the so-called Mexicans, so-called Puerto Ricans, they're also the tribe of Israel. That's why they have the same style. They can dance and make the same type of food. Like you go to like I like Benjamin food.
Just like you talking about Isaac and Ishmael, both Abraham's sons, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Sarah, Abraham's wife, right? God had promised her a child, but she couldn't wait, so she didn't have to have a right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's when Ishmael came into play.
Yeah.
And then Ishmael is a Muslim, right?
Yeah, he's the people.
So, but he wasn't promised the promise. The promised land was promised to Isaac.
Yeah, the free woman. I have a precept. This is Sirach chapter, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 44, and I'm gonna give you 21. Therefore, assure him by an oath. Actually, I'm gonna start at 20. And he kept 19. Sorry. Abraham was a great father of many people, and glory were there none like unto him, who kept the laws of the Most High, and was in a covenant with him. And he established the covenant in his flesh, and when he was proved, he was found faithful. Therefore he asserted it by an oath that he would bless the nations of his seed. And so he had many different nations, because he was going to be a father of multitudes.
There was Abraham was with purpose.
He was a husbandman. Like he had goats. He was a man with a lot of stature, so he had a lot of land and stuff like that. But he didn't really have like. He probably could do that because back in the day, that's what people did. Like they knew they were jack of all trades. Let me just finish this. And he exalted his seed as the stars, and caused the inheritance from sea to sea, from the rivers in the utmost part of the land. With Isaac did he establish likewise, for the Abraham's father's sake, the blessing of all men of the covenant, and made a rest upon the head of Jacob. And that's where the 12 tribes came.
Jacob.
And then it's another one. Let me grab it. Oh, let's see, brothers. Put it.
So was Jacob a Levi?
Jacob was because Jacob was the whole Israel, because remember he was saved surname when he wrestled an angel. So he said, he shall be the prince of powers. And so the tribes didn't happen until after his children. So he was just a part of the sons of God. So because it was 3 classifications, and it's still the 3 classifications, still really today, but it was spread into 18 nations. So it's the sons of God, which is the 12 tribes of Israel, the sons of the wicked, which is the so-called white men, which is not because you're white that means it. It's just if you come from the seed of Esau, Edom. So it's some people that look white, but they actually are coming from the 12 tribes. This heritage, like a special word. And then the sons of men, which is like the Chinese, so-called people, the so-called all the other names, Israel, that's Arabian. Yeah, let me grab one more quick.
So, wasn't Moses supposed to lead them to the promised land?
But right before it, you see he
Disobedient, and he didn't do what God told him to do.
Yeah, which was they went into.
The rock.
Oh no, that wasn't really. It's what he told Moses was about his, not because of his unbelief, but they brought down that statue and made a golden calf. And so he said that whole generation's not going to see the land. That's why he used a progenitor, Joseph. Was it Joseph? Yeah, it was Joseph. That's what the name is. Not Joseph. Sorry, Joshua. Yeah, because his name was Hosea. So when he Moses surnamed him and then called him Yah. That's the same name as Yahweh. Yeah. Yeah, so that's what it is. So that's how you know Jesus is not the name, because if it was translated properly, it would be Joshua.
Yeah. Because it was a few different names, right?
Yeah, like surname, like Jacob, he was Yasharallah.
Who was that got their name changed to Israel?
Jacob.
Jacob.
Yeah, Israel.
Yeah.
Because when he wrestled the angel, he was he had his thigh bone out, and he didn't stop until he got the blessing. That's the spirit of the tribe. They'll never give up. No matter what situation they're in, they keep going. They said he is a prince of the power. That's what it means. Yasharallah. He is a prince of the power.
And so, you know about the story about Cain and Abel, right?
Yeah. Which is Cain came back in the spirit. That's what it's called. He came back in that spirit. And that's why the Lord calls our people, ye are like the father of the devil. Let me just grab a picture. Because they're in the ways of Cain. Because they're not doing the righteous sacrifice. They're not, obedience is like, yeah. I'll grab that for you real quick. This is 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 22. And Samuel said, He, the Lord, has delighted in me. I want to get a little going to start at 20. And Saul said unto Samuel, I have obeyed the voice of the Lord. And didn't just like Cain did. He thought he did a sacrifice. But what
Right, but he didn't do what God told him. He told him to bring him a living sacrifice.
Of an
He
animal.
brought him those vegetables out of his garden, but he got jealous because Abel did the right thing by bringing an animal, but he brought vegetables. God didn't tell him to bring a vegetable. He told him to bring him a living sacrifice, right?
Yeah.
And so
Of
he
blood.
was jealous of Abel, and so he killed Abel.
Yeah.
He killed his own brother, kind of jealous.
That's Esau, Edom. How you gonna precept that? Let me grab that. Because they came back in the spirit. That's why when they came, he came out red, like a hairy garment. And that's why I said it, because no other man was like that. He was the first one. He had the mark of Cain. So
Right.
that's what they're taking away the pigment.
Yes.
So that's what the mark of Cain is. This is Ezekiel chapter 5. Just as he had, he's like the same spirit. Verse 5. Ezekiel 5 verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword. And he said perpetual hatred. And then the children of Israel, which is his brother. So still in the same spirit. And he's jealous and continuously trying to kill him.
Right.
His own, which is, that's why he said, they that are younger, they that are younger than I have me in division. He's talking about that whole, that's the spirit that came in. So that's why the Lord is going to take them off the earth. And that's why he's telling our people to wake up out of that state of mind.
Well, that's why he said he's not gonna flood the land again. It's gonna be different. It's gonna be fire and brimstone, right?
And then you see that, and they use that covenant with the rainbow. And now you see they
Yeah.
changed it with like,
Oh wow, they were just talking about that yesterday. I listened to it, and they were talking about how that's why the rainbow was brought about for peace between.
the covenant he made that he wasn't going to flood it.
Right. Yeah. And so, but they using it for something else. And that was like the spirit of what was that when they Lot and his wife and they had to run.
Yeah, let me grab
He
it.
came and he destroyed the city.
Yep.
And Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yep.
Sodom and Gomorrah.
I see it. It's right here. We were reading it earlier, so I read it for you. This is 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 5. And spare not the old world, but save Noah, the eighth person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing flood upon the world of the ungodly, and turning the city of Sodom and Gomorrah as ashes condemned them with an overthrow, making them an example unto those that after should live ungodly. Just like that. It's like he did the flood, so the second death, you know when you see they say go into hell? Well, hell's not really a place. It's like, it's just brought down to the grave. Because the Lord even said, like it's an example on when Saul, he was talking to a witch, and he was like, can you bring Samuel? And Samuel came down, he said, why have you took me out of this peaceful place? And then he told them that, oh, after this day, you're going to be in the same place I am. So it's no like everyone, even wicked people, like Esau, Edom goes to heaven after they die. The judgment is on the earth. So when that second death coming, it's going to be thermonuclear destruction hit in this place and completely
Just wipe it out. It's like, yeah, just wipe it out. You know, yeah, he ain't playing. You know, it's like you got to study to show yourself approved.
Yeah, that's exactly. And that brings forth the fear of the Lord is the beginning of understanding.
Absolutely.
So you have to like actually fear the Lord. If you don't fear the Lord, you're not gonna look at this and see, dang, It's coming, like it's almost here.
Right. Because, it's like everybody's living in their flesh. They want to live in their flesh.
Yeah.
And the fruit instead of the fruit of the spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a constant battle.
And well, they're not obedient. They're in the spirit of. Let me grab. I was gonna get it. They're in the spirit of Cain. So even when these ones that they think they're doing a righteous sacrifice, they're not doing it. This is Jude chapter 1 verse 11. Woe to them, for they have gone in the way of Cain, and ran greedily after the error of Balaam for a war, perished in the gainsaying of poor. They did as the way of Cain, and they were being greedy. So that's why you see now like a lot of like TD Jakes. He makes $100 million. The Lord said that we're lowly men. He said wisdom crieth out on the street corners, like the chief place of concord. That's where the wisdom is. So when you find it, it's just a church. Just means to call out. So when two or more are gathered in my name, that's a church.
Right.
For men. But like they just do it for like just trying to have money, trying to have status. Well, we're not supposed to do that. How is people going to learn? Because once you get a 501(c)(3), that's a covenant with the devil.
You talking about the taxes?
Yeah.
And they're supposed to be exempt, right?
Yeah.
From taxes.
Yeah, well, it's a stipulation. Yeah, it's a stipulation to do it. So you can't talk about the MOTB, which is the mark of the beast. And you can't say nothing. You can't teach the right
talk
thing.
against the wrongdoing that's going on. So that's like they made a covenant with the devil. Pretty much because, like you said, that 501(c).
Because like the people that rule the so-called white men, the Edomites, they rule this place, and they're the seed of the devil. So they do everything he does.
The powers that shouldn't be, right?
Yeah. So this is what they want to really do, because the Lord likens the children of Israel to a beautiful, comely woman. And what we're doing is like a marriage ceremony for the bridegroom.
Oh, the bride, the church and the bride.
Yeah. So we're getting and we're making renewing those vows. This is Revelation chapter 13.
And that's another thing. Revelation. It's revelation, right? It's not revelations with an S, right?
Yeah, it's not with an S.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. See, that's another thing. Because we always say revelation.
Yeah.
It's not revelation, it's revelation.
That's funny because our elder, like one of the top elders, he always tells us that, like he made it. And I just thought that was funny. This is but this is what he wants to do. This is a revelation. This is like the thing in Job, the 20th chapter, before he feels his belly. This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 60. And he calls all, both small and great, rich and poor. So it doesn't matter on your economic class or what you are, and like you be a celebrity. Yeah, it doesn't matter. He wants all, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. So they're trying to put, and you look at that, it's karag. Yeah, it's a karagma. Yeah, it's a karagma, so it has to be a physical. So cut in, put on their little database. If you keep going, it's like, I don't have my blue letters in this show. You go into the lighter ruler, and the cut in. If you know what sex means to cut in. When you have sex with women, that's what he wants to do. Defile the Lord's woman. I put in his the Lord's woman.
The Lord's woman?
Which is Israel.
Okay.
So he can rule over the earth forever. So that's why they're pushing. You see the CBD.
Palestine and stuff over there. Trying to keep that, and it really don't belong to them. It belongs to the Israelites, right?
It belongs to the Lord because the Lord owns it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he had that promise for them, right?
Esau was rejected. He was he was rejected. Salakia, brothers.
That's a lot to be learned.
Yeah, man. That's why it's just but we have men now out here every day. Now it's growing. It's still we need more, but just lately we've been past like 2 months, it's been a new brother every day just going out preaching with pure power, as one brother says. A brother named Amawan Yasharala. That's beautiful because his name means faith, like a faith warrior. So,
Then, you know, it's funny because it's like, I ain't trying to cut you off, but
oh no.
I was listening to something on Expo yesterday, and then he said my faith is fixed. He said, my faith is fixed. It's like, yeah, that's how you gotta be.
No, let no man take thy crown.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a Hebrews chapter 12, verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person, which is profane means outside the temple. He was never in it. He was since Cain. As Esau, who with for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. This is why he was the first son. In reality,
Right.
should get it, but the Lord had it in the spirit
Right.
even before it was born that it was going to go to
Right.
Jacob.
Yeah, he promised that to him.
Mhm.
That was his birthright.
And he was just showing that that's the state of mind of someone that doesn't have vision. You see what he's doing on this earth. Well, everyone knows that will destroy the entire planet. Like putting brimmium and aluminum in the air.
Oh yeah, we talking about the chemtrails
Mm-hmm.
and people breathing that stuff in,
Mm-hmm.
and they know that is unhealthy and that's not good for humans to be breathing that stuff, right?
Shalom, yeah, but Shemel Shabrakata, shalom.
Oh, so you got this whole thing?
Oh yeah, like this is the Songs in 19th chapter that the internet's
Am I
gonna.
on here?
It can't. It sees you a little bit.
God, I'm
Yeah,
on here?
yeah, it sees you a little bit, but not really.
Okay. I wasn't trying to be on camera. You should have told me that.
Oh man, only the believers that do it. It's not really anything. So it's just like, but the Lord said, your eye. We do this because the Lord said, even if the bread of adversity, your eyes shall see your teachers. So we're not going to be out in a corner no more. We're going to be out in Front Street because that's how we show our faith. Right? So,
Right. It's like, yeah. Like the Jehovah's Witnesses, you know, I know that they don't believe in, you know, I believe the resurrection and stuff like that, but,
Yeah,
but they do be out there. They're out there, like boots on the ground.
yeah. But like, you don't want to go you don't want to go door by door. Like, that's like, because like a lot of people, that's why the Lord said it's on Front Street, like cheap, let me just grab it. You can, so,
So what were we saying?
cause you know, Jehovah Witnesses, they come and like harass you at your door, try to get you like that, and they show you a picture. Yeah, like this is a Proverbs.
If you see it coming, they be like, okay, close
Lock
the
it,
door.
yeah.
Lock it, you know, it's funny, but
Yeah, and the Mormons do that too.
they do.
But the crazy part is, you know, the Mormons and their doctrine that if you have black skin, you're cursed.
Yeah.
So this is-
I've heard about that too.
Yeah, so this is our people always going into idolatry. But this is Proverbs chapter 1, verse 20. Wisdom crieth without. She utter her voice in the street. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of gates, and in the city it shall utter her words.
So that's the woman of Christ.
Oh, that's wisdom. You know, they call it Sophia, but it's just a parable. It's just like understanding. Like it's the Lord, He gives you the Rakakwa Das, which is just a spirit the Lord puts on you, on men to be able to teach. It's not like because if you like they believe in like.
Because if you like a lot of those preachers, like you were saying, for example, how they have all this money, and that they don't have to have all that money, but if they choose to, it's because because they want it.
Yeah, they made the Lord's house a den of thieves, but you're not supposed to be able. Huh? They're if it's false prophets since that's what the Lord has. He has a balance. So if that prophet is deceived, the Lord deceived him himself. So the Lord, so those people like T.D. Jakes, I'm thinking he was probably one of those people that were saying, "Give us Barabbas," because the way how bugged out he is and how much he's going out. He was like, "See, we have no king but Caesar." But then this is another one. This is Luke chapter 14, verse 23. And the Lord said unto the servants, "Go out into the highways and hedges and compel them." So he didn't say go out to their front door. He said the highways and hedges. So this is like highways is like a cheap place of concourse where people. I used to go a lot of places, but right now I'm just here right now. That's how the Spirit has it. But like where people can see you in Front Street. The hedges, which is a gate, like right where the city is. If you want to keep learning, I can give you my elder's channel. Non-stop on the block 777.
Okay.
You just have it, and on YouTube, and you can just learn more. Non-stop on the block, all one word, 777. And he just have it, and he's out there daily on the highways and hedges, feeding because that's what the Lord said, if you love me, feed my sheep. That's what the Lord puts on men, to just come out here daily by teaching, going these sit downs, everything, and make sure that the Lord's elect gets fed and come back to Him. Yep. Yep. Thank you. Bless you, sister. Yeah, but Khan, Salakia, King. Oh, Shalom, Elder Yahba Shemiel Shabrakatan. Yeah, Salakia, I have to do something, brother, so I'm going to have to end it. I'm going to read some of these precepts. Salakia. This is... I'm going to read the ones at the end. Salakia, if I didn't get your precept, brothers. This is Jeremiah, from the brother Strive from the Masteries. Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 7. And seek the peace of the city where I shall cause you to be carried away captive. And pray unto Yahweh for it in the peace there shall... Salakia, let me read over there again. My bad. Bear with me. This is... And seek the peace of the city where I shall cause you to be carried away captive. So as where we are now, we're in Babylon the Great, which is our last captivity. And pray unto Yahweh for peace therein shall ye have peace. By coming back to the Lord, praying to the Lord to deliver us out of this God-forsaken place. And if we come, just as, see, the crazy part, if every Israelite was like really on the point, the Lord already gave us an out. Said if we all face the east and pray, and it would deliver. But most people are not going to do it. So that's why the Lord has to put that whooping stick on them and put destruction upon them. Thus said the Lord. But I'm going to just end off Salakia. I'm going to read this last scripture from the brother Khan Waf. 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 31. For ye may all prophesy one by one, that all may learn and all may be comfort. So that's what we're doing. That's why we're on the highways and hedges. That's why, like, sister, first I didn't know, but see, the Spirit worked on her mind. She came out and she asked questions. She was edified. If I was out in a park bench or out somewhere out in the forest, would she have did that? No. So that's why he said highways and hedges. That's why he said, because we're supposed to be a comfort to the people. Because don't we have, if you're a teacher, shouldn't you have the Holy Spirit? And the Lord said He was going to bring that for a comfort on her, the Comforter. And the spirit of the prophets are subject unto the prophets. So the only people that are going to do it, the only people that the Lord's going to give you this godly energy to be able to come out in front of Front Street and teach these people are the ones that were already meant to be. The ones that He formed in the belly. The ones that have been Every year, every lifetime, that's what they were doing. Prophesying. And you know, even when it was bad to prophesy, even if like, man, you crazy when they were putting us to death. So you already know. For God is not the author of confusion, but a peace of the church is saints. Confused. He gave you a book, and it's a simple understanding, but all things are simple to the ones that believe in the Lord, but not to the ones that are wicked. So, but he gave us this. It's not complex, but they make it complex because they're simple. Timothy's chapter. Con. Yeah, King Yahweh Shemel Shai Barakatah, the water Yahweh Shemel Shai, and he's able to have us be vessels out here and to be able to teach. This is 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 17. That the man of God may be perfect through the furnished upon all good works. Slakia, man, I'm messing up that word. But that the man of God may be perfect. And how we be perfect? By getting closer to Yahweh Shai, because that's the only man that was perfect. But the closer we get, renewing our mind, not conforming in the ways of the world, we're getting closer than Yahweh Shai. And that's why he said, be ye perfect as I am perfect. Be in the same spirit as he. What he was doing, he was preaching through these highways and hedges, telling our people to repent. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. So we become perfect by getting closer in that spirit. And so Khan, with that, because I gotta go with that, I want to give all glory, honors, and praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakak Radash, the Wadi Yah, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, and Shalom, Kings, and DTA.